All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us at Caribbean Diaspora Vibes. I almost said happy Wednesday, and then, we used to be on Saturdays. So it's just a happy day. Make sure I don't get the days mixed up. We've got a packed house. As you see in the flyer, we've got women CEOs in re-entry transitional housing. And you don't even hear about this on the norm. It's like these are hidden gems. And I am so blessed to be a part of the Central Florida Reentry Network. And I get to meet these fabulous, amazing women that are impacting our Central Florida community. So I had to bring them on to highlight them, to recognize them and promote their business for Women's History Month. So as fabulous as they are, they've got hectic schedules. So we're gonna just try to work with them. They at short notice, they were like, yes. And so we're gonna appreciate their time and get started and move along. I just want to introduce myself, and then I'll introduce our panels for tonight. And of course, Caribbean Rhythms Radio Network. My name is Donna Morgan, and I am the president of Caribbean American Diaspora Alliance, president of Women of Culture Incorporated, real estate broker at Florida Summer Homes Realty, and mindset coach at Vibez Consulting. So we want to welcome you. How are you, Lois?
I am great, Donna. How are you?
Blessed. It's a fabulous week. We've got our bipolar, weather, but we appreciate it and we love it.
Yes, it's a good thing. The weather is lovely. We want to welcome each and every one of you, our listeners across the world, across the diaspora, this evening to another episode of Caribbean Diaspora Vibes. And this evening, as usual, for this month, we've been honoring women, and we want to do the same thing this evening, honoring. And as Donna said earlier on, we don't hear much about re-entry, transitional home business. And so I am excited to be here with these ladies to talk about what this sector of society does, this sector of business does, and how do people benefit from it. So we're looking forward for the discussion. Welcome everyone as part of the panel, Sharon, and of course, Angela. And we also have Miss Hazel. Welcome to Caribbean Rhythms Radio Network.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
We're going to do a quick intro from the ladies, and then we're going to start with Miss Sharon will tell us about, and then Hazel, and then Angela. But we're going to start off with just a brief intro, just a 30-second intro. Welcome, Sharon. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you? How is everybody?
Good. Just introduce yourself.
I'm happy to be here. Well, my name is Sharon Driver, CEO and founder of S&D Enterprises, CDC Incorporated, CDC being Community Development Corporation. I am a business owner of Transition Homes here in Central Florida, particularly in the Orange County area. Currently, right now, have 9 homes, getting ready to open house number 10 in about a week. So, of course, I've been just busy. But yes, I'm happy to be on the panel tonight. So I'm definitely looking forward to hearing all the great things that are going on in our community. I am familiar with the panel that's on tonight, and the ladies are wonderful. So happy to be amongst some amazing women and enjoying this holiday season.
Yes. Thank you, Sharon. Angela?
All right, my name is Angela Harris, and I'm so grateful to be here. I have a faith-based transitional home, and I enjoy just being a part of the community, trying to help these women that are overcoming traumas, and we're just trying to help them to recover from all of their traumas. So I'm just so happy to be here with my girls. We are doing big things in Orlando, Florida, Polk County. We are in the house, and we're just so grateful to be the women's that's making a change.
All right. Welcome. Excellent.
Miss Hazel?
Yes, hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Hazel Dolphy of Dolphy Care Supportive Housing. We are located in both Polk County and Osceola County. We have 3 homes that we are currently filling. The niche that we serve are vast. It can be aging out of foster care, reentry, veterans, seniors. We're here to help all those that are displaced and or homeless who can't afford traditional rent.
All right.
Wonderful.
Welcome, Ms. Care.
Wonderful. I know, Miss Angela, you needed to step away for a second.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm going to be listening. I'm just going to.
Yes. That's fine. That's fine. So, we are ready to hear from Miss Sharon Driver about in depth about her work in the community, and a little bit. We're gonna try to get each woman to 15 minutes to kind of give us her story, her background, what motivated you, how did you get here in this reentry business? You're muted, Sharon.
All right, there we go.
Yes.
Okay, well, once again, thank you all for having me this evening. Again, my name is Sharon Driver. I'll give you a little bit about who I am, where I come from, how I got started. My life started for me at the age of 11 years old, kind of being molested as a child growing up. Had a product from that molestation, which started my life to start spiraling out of control. Growing up, just not really dealing with the trauma of my childhood, still growing up, getting older in life, made some terrible choices, made some bad decisions, nevertheless ended me up in prison. Best thing could have ever happened to me in my life. At the age of 56 right now, I tell people often that that was the best time of my life. Was once sentenced to 20 years, wrote my own appeal, and gave back 15 of those years. And the 5 years that I spent incarcerated was the best time. Not enjoyable time, but time I spent with being reacclimated with God, getting to reestablish my relationship with Him, and discovering what my purpose really was in life. That was that time that I utilized. And when you get into the belly of the beast, I was in the fire, but I came out smelling like roses. And so this is where I was given that vision for what I do today. Like I said, it came to me in a dream. God has really had his hand over this organization from day one. I've been in business 5 years, but I've had transition houses open for the past 2 years. And that just goes to show you the glorified mercy and grace that God has bestowed upon this organization. Because within 24 months, I have 10 homes now. Like I said, I will be opening house number 10 in a week. And so, needless to say, thank you, Hazel. Needless to say, it is dignified reentry. And our focus is the men and women that, well, especially the women that I was incarcerated with. I now house some of those women today. But I started my first home with women, and my second home was men. And so I have a variety, men, women, sex offenders. I do it all. I offer the wraparound services. I don't pass no judgment on anyone. So whatever your charges were, some programs may not accept you, but S&D accepts everyone. Everyone is afforded a second chance with S&D. Now that choice is up to you, whether you make better choices with that opportunity to have a second chance. Because we all know that in the reentry world, sex offenders get a bad rap. They have a tough time being placed. And although a sex offender was molested me as a child, what I did learn about being in prison and coming home is that you have to have a forgiving heart to do what we're doing. You can't be biased and you can't be judgmental. And that's very crucial in this business. So we have to have an open heart. And that's what S&D is all about. And I tell people S&D is salvation and deliverance.
Mm-hmm.
I am so grateful to be able to do what I do today. But God gave me this vision, and he also promised me the provision. So, like I said, 10 homes later, you already know who my boss is. Yes, the services that we offer, thank you guys. The services that we offer are wraparound services. So I am my own program. I do not depend on any other program for funding. I have 82 residents. Out of the 82 residents, there's only 11 that are not gainfully employed, and they are either on SSI or SSDI. But all of my residents are gainfully employed, unless they receive one of those two services. The next thing I can think of, we offer insurance. We help them in assisting them in getting their food stamps. We assist them in getting clothing. The biggest portion of it is the mental health aspect of it. Coming home from prison, everybody needs to target the mental health aspect of what sent them there. People didn't just go out and make a mistake in life or start doing drugs or alcohol because they just wanted to. Something drove them there, some form of trauma that they did not address. And for me, it was my childhood trauma that I did not address. But thankfully, as I got older and became an adult, a more responsible adult, I sought the help for myself. But going to prison was the best, because if you don't take the time to build a relationship with Christ, you're just on the hamster wheel. And so I'm so forever grateful for that time in my life to sit down and get into the word and study it to show myself approved. And so that's how I got started.
Amen to that. Tell us a little bit about your staff.
I have a full staff. Yes, this cannot be done. Trust me, I am not a one-woman show. I may have started it and founded it and wrote out the program, but trust me, I have a dignified staff. My staff is, like I said, I'm the CEO. I have a CFO, which is Brother Neil Lavelle. He is my Chief Financial Officer. I have Pastor Anthony Lewis, who's my Chief Operations Officer. I have Mr. Mac Major out of Los Angeles, California, who's my Chief Investment Officer. My office manager is Miss Sharina Gray, who happens to be my beautiful daughter. And my other daughter that God blessed me with from prison, her name is Gina Del Ponte, and she is my administrative director. Again, I must say that the people that work in my organization, I also have a case manager, let me not forget, the infamous Michelle Patterson. She is my case manager. I have a lot of volunteers and people that really help me get to where I'm at today. And I must acknowledge Tammy Scarborough, who helped me immensely with S&D Enterprises. She was actually, always has been a great friend of mine, but she was also my co-defendant. I once worked for her, and now at one point in time, she worked for me, but we're great friends, and she helped me a lot when S&D first got started.
That is great. That is great.
Yes.
Is your population in your homes, are they a mixture of people, or do you have one type of people? Give us an understanding.
I have women homes, I have men homes, and I have one co-ed home. I do cater to, and I have one sex offender home. So I do cater to like I said, a wide variety of people. I am now currently a huge member of the STEPS organization, and I'm getting ready to branch out into the single parents with their children. I am a big partner of theirs. We're starting the Father Initiative program as well as the single moms. So I'm elated to say that is going to expand my business even further. So I've been asked to open more homes. So with that being said, we're focusing on the youth. I do mentoring to the adolescents. I've also been asked by Department of Children and Family to mentor to some of the young girls that are in the ages of between 11 and 16 years old. So I do mentoring every other week, every other Friday at my office for those that DCF asked me to mentor to. And that has been a huge, just an amazing feeling to be able to connect with the younger girls. To connect with the youth, I just say that, and the young adults. But more importantly, it is a vision of mine for the women and the young girls and the boys as well to know that it is not your fault.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Yes.
And my last question on this would be, are all the homes in Florida, Central Florida area? Where are you?
Yes, sir. I'm in the Pine Hills. I'm in the Paramore, the OBT, the Rio Grande. I'm in Orlando, pretty much just the Orange County area. getting ready to branch out into Osceola and looking into Seminole County. I've been asked, especially in the Osceola area. And Hazel, I'm so glad to know I need to make sure I get your information because I get called a lot of times from Osceola. They're one of my biggest partners and they're always looking, but I often don't have anywhere to refer people to because I don't have a home out there yet. But I'm also going nationwide. I have homes opening up in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm in Jacksonville. So I am in Duval County as well.
Awesome.
Amazing. So
Amazing.
Yeah, I've been busy.
yes, I know you've been busy. So
Nice.
Needless to say, I had 3 grandchildren in 35 days. I had one born December the 1st and then 2 born January the 5th. So I had a set of twins, well, my grandson and then a set of twins. And so needless to say, I've been doing the frequent flyer miles here and there, everywhere. So, but yeah, it's just been totally amazing. Never would have thought that I would be as far as I am right now, considering I opened in 2019, the pandemic hit. And now here we are in 2024. I'm at the 5-year mark with 10 homes.
That is
Homes
awesome.
in other states. So yes, and with my amazing staff, like I said, my brother Neil, who's my chief financial officer, is also taking me to the Detroit, Michigan area, as well as Chicago, Illinois.
Very good.
that's amazing.
Yes.
Good.
I am a member of the NARPS, the National Association for Reentry Professionals. I'm also a member of the Northeast Florida Sober Living Alliance. And it is just amazing what's happening with S&D. And I stand before you today to tell you that greater things are coming. And I prophesy that over you ladies as well.
Amen.
Amazing.
Right.
You know, when you
Yeah.
hear Sharon's story, because Sharon's always bold enough to tell us
Yes.
Absolutely.
her
Absolutely.
story,
Yes.
her journey. And
Mhm.
I don't know, Sharon, if you're able to are you able to stand by for a few minutes or?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we're good.
May I ask a question?
Sure,
Miss
sure.
Sharon, of course, you know I love Miss Fabulous Sharon Driver.
Thank you, dear.
Yes, the mentoring service that you provide at your office. Could you just like a minute to just explain what does that?
Yes, listen, I love it. Listen, I started with one student. I started with one student. And let me tell you something. I don't know what happened. I don't know if that student went to school and said, hey, I go to counseling on Thursday. I told my mom to cancel that session. I like going to Miss Sharon's sessions. It's about connecting. It's about listening to our children. We must listen to our children because if we listen and just sit back and don't pass any judgment on these kids, they'll start opening up. And for me, I didn't have that outlet as a child. See, when I tried to tell my mom and the older people in my family what was going on with me, I got brushed off. Nobody had the time or nobody wanted to listen. And for me, the worst thing was for my mother not to believe me. And so for that was traumatizing all by itself. But as I grew older and when I started having kids of my own, and I started with my first son, which was a product of that molestation. And I stand before you today, I am not ashamed of the obstacle that God has brought me through because that's how I've been developed today as the woman that he has seen fit for me to be. And with that being said, no, I don't recommend that to anyone. That was something just terrible happening in my life. But can I tell you, it was written in his plan. It was written in his plan. And for where I'm at today, he gets all the glory. He gets all the praise and all the honor because let me tell you something. You got to go through something in order to tell somebody something.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to be a believer that God brought you through it. And so for me, I talk to the girls just like I'm talking to you all. I don't cut no corners. I don't hold anything back. And to sit before them, not ashamed of what I've gone through, it gives them that, to say, hey, well, I can talk to Miss Sharon because she's been there or she understands. Now, where your mom may say, oh, you just, and blow things off, or your aunt or your grandmother or your uncles and stuff, they might not understand because they don't want to understand. And that's what it was for me. They didn't want to face that and they didn't want to accept that, oh, no, not us type of thing. And I just tell people all the time, the NYF Foundation, I wrote that also. It's not your fault. And I am a firm believer that most young girls and men and little boys need to know that when things start happening to you in life, especially the bad things that you don't expect people to do to you, like touching you inappropriately. That is not your fault.
Amazing story. For those of you just joining us as we move on, Sharon served 5 years, right?
Yes,
5
5.
and was slated for 15.
Yeah, I was actually sentenced to 20. And I want to share with you all just to tell you how strong my faith is in God. My EOS date used to be August the 25th, 29th, 20, August the 27th of 2029. That just goes to show you, that just goes to show you when you give it all to God, what he will do. When you belong to him, what he will do. You must be a believer in order to see. And I teach my young girls and boys that seeing is believing and hearing gives me hope. And so that's what I want to present to my young people and my young adults, is that when you see the miraculous things that God has done for me, a wretch just like me, then me telling you should give you all the hope in the world.
Go down that path. Sharon, just tell us, those listening that need transitional homes in whatever your counties are, just tell us how to get a hold of you.
You can reach me. I did bring it. I definitely brought it. Not that I go on it a lot, but I can be reached first and foremost by the phone. Let me give everyone my office number or my personal cell number, because I'm a busy bee and I'm always on the go, but my office phone never stops ringing. So first way to reach me is through the office. Gina Del Ponte answers that phone 10, 11, 12, 1, 2 a.m. So at any given time, we are a 24 service, transitional service. So we never know when we may have to get up and go. So we can be reached at all times. 407-341 9431. We do have a Facebook, S&D Enterprises, and we also have a website, www.sandenterprises.org.
Okay. And so that was your phone number, the office number, and your website, etc.
Yes.
So those of you who are listening, we had some calls for people that were interested actually in housing. So reach out to Miss Sharon. And you're also in the other counties?
Yes.
Or states?
Duval County and Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Sharon, and we'll have to connect soon, my friend.
And stay tuned, because we will be opening up in Chicago, Illinois, and Detroit, Michigan.
Awesome.
All
Thank
the
you.
best.
And thank you for the work that you do in all your areas, but beginning in Central Florida. We're gonna go now to Miss Hazel of Dolphy Cares. Welcome.
Hi, that was not fair to follow up behind Miss Sharon, but I'm going to try to make it do what it do.
You got this.
Okay, I just want to say, not fair. Okay. I'm Hazel Dolphy from Dolphy Care Supportive Housing. And what we do is offer a safe, secure, clean, well-furnished, beautiful home for those that are displaced or homeless. We offer these services to re-entry, veterans, seniors. I have a soft spot in my heart for seniors. I love seniors. I love the stories. I feel like they are a beautiful time capsule. So I just be like, come here, seniors. I just love my seniors. So seniors, those aging out of foster care. And so what we basically do is house them first. Like, we feel that it's important to take those in that has issues with like, for instance, they can't afford the 2 or 3 times the rent. We are new. We are very new, but God has blessed us to have 3 homes that we are actually and actively marketing and looking to get filled. So we have a total of 20 beds. How we do it is we have 2 in a room. And so we find it important to not try to put too many in the room, because I don't want, if, for instance, being incarcerated, they've been already like up, with the bunk beds. So what we do is basically have it where it's 2 in a room, 2 separate beds within the room. And so I just find it important to give back in that way. So about me, a little bit about me, my background is in case management. I went to school for forensic psychology, and I thought that I was going to be within the court system. And coming out of school, I went immediately into foster care. I was like 20 years old telling people what to do with their children. It was just insane. But I fell in love with it. And from case management, went into being a case manager for homeless shelter, and also went into investigating child abuse and neglect. And that was the hard part. And so it just kind of like that stayed there. I just felt like my heart was just always about giving back, giving back, giving back. And so I used to also be a child welfare specialist. So I was working in the group home. So I saw what it was and how you have to do these progress reports and make sure that they're hitting their goals. And just growing up, like, you know what, this is within me. This is something that I want to do. And I want to have a legacy, something to give my child about helping people. I think it's important to not just be money driven. I think you should be heartfelt driven. And not everyone is blessed enough to come from a good home or have a good house or have good friends. But if they have an institution, or I should say a business that also care about them, that can help them get to the next level of their life. And so that's what I want to do. I want to be that business that's like a family. I don't want it to just be like you're a number. No, I want you to come to me. It'd be okay to talk with me. I know a lot of people do have transitional homes and it's just about real estate. They don't have the desire to talk to them. As I said, talk to me. Talk to me. I want to get to know you. So within Dolphy Cares, what I have positioned is supportive services. And so what that means is I have a mental health therapist, I have a teacher, and I also have a liaison that can assist them with their health benefits in addition to Social Security. And with myself, I do also have an MBA in finance, so I can help them with budgeting and anything in regards to just getting themselves in order with their finances. And so, as I said, we're the new kids on the block. We have 3 homes. We service Osceola County and also Polk County. And in Polk County, we can house 12 in that home. And with Osceola, we can house 8. So we're just here waiting to fill the homes, to give back, and to have people have a safe place to rest their head so they can take care of the next important thing on their list.
Okay, so that's please tell us how to get a hold of you.
Oh, absolutely. So our website is dolphycares.org. And on the website is also an application. So you can go ahead and fill that out, and it's $0 to apply. There's no application fee whatsoever. And so what we'll do is we'll review that. And if it's a fit, we'll definitely call you and let you know. And we take it to the next step. And we're also on Dolphy Cares on Instagram, Dolphy Cares on Facebook. And I can be reached at the office number is 407-801-9092. 407-801-9092.
Okay. So beds are available if you're listening, and you not only focus on reentry. Reentry is people coming out of incarceration, but you also help
veterans, seniors, aging out of foster care, anyone that is displaced. Survivors of human sex trafficking, anyone that's displaced or homeless, we want to be of assistance.
Awesome.
Okay, wonderful information.
What is your age group, Hazel, that you have currently right now at your facility?
Well, we have a veterans and senior home. We've had 2 come into that, and they were roughly 62. So in the other home in Osceola, we want to keep that more so, 30s, 20s and up. But we do want to keep that particular home more for the older crowd, so it won't be any excessive noise from the younger folks.
Got you. That's awesome. And your primary ways to recruit people is, how do you go about recruiting people, getting people into the facility?
It's hard. Marketing. When you come into this business, you have to realize that marketing has to be your friend. it is not a business where you can think that, okay, they're going to find you. Oh, they're going to know where you are. No, you have to get out into the community. So what I do is I go to the shelters, I go to drop-in centers, I call a plethora of case managers and different social service organizations. And so that's what I do, rinse and repeat, give them my flyers, give them blessing bags, go out into the community and give them toothpaste, etc., wash rags, soap, and let them know that we're here.
Yeah.
Hazel, I have a plethora of information that I would love to share with you. In this business, there's not many people like to share information, and I'm not a selfish person, so I definitely have a plethora of information. I cannot wait to call you because I can link you with a lot of organizations that could fill your houses within a month's time.
I love that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
And especially as women in this business, like you said, you got to have the heart to do what we do, but you also got to care. And so I definitely care about your beds being empty because guess what? It's not a business that one person can do. I'm here to tell you, and I tell people all the time, it's 365 people, 365 days in a year. And somebody walks out of the county jail or prison every single day of the year, not to mention the homeless people that are out there. I'm a big partner with the Coalition for the Homeless. I'm a big partner with HSN. It is a plethora of platforms that you need to be attached to. And I'm here to make sure that you make the connection.
Thank you so much. The names that you just dropped, they know who we are, but I would love to also have you hold my hand. Hold my hand.
Yes. So
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So thank you. I appreciate you offering that.
It's just and then not only that, to turn, if you don't have a grant writer, there's other ways in this business too that I would like to share. But I'm definitely thinking about doing a platform to where I could share the information. I've met some great, amazing people. The employment industry out here, it's a lot that we can tap into, and I'm full of knowledge in this industry, and that's why I'm a program all by myself, because I don't rely on all of that. I tap into the resources that are out there at my fingertips, and I like to share.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I look forward to speaking with you. Thank you.
Sharon, I knew, Hazel, I knew I was bringing you to the right place. That's why I reached out, because I'm like, you need to get connected with Sharon, who's been, we've done events together, women empowerment, et cetera, together. I knew that she would be able to, with you being the newbie, to kind of hold your hand and guide you, because people need help. They need housing, and that's what it's all about. So
that's it.
Yeah, and bring some flyers, some of your flyers to our radio station. We're right downtown Kissimmee.
Okay.
Roland. So we'd love to have, I mean, we feed people. We work with a group called Claritas Outreach Ministry. We feed the homeless 2-3 times a month. And we come across so many people that lives in the woods behind restaurant and 192. I mean, that's a link by itself with Miss Clarita's house. That's
right. As Donna said, that I'm actually at church because I'm speaking at Revival tonight. So I donated 125 meals for families tonight, and so I have to get out there to give it out. And they've come and given me the signal. But more importantly, this is my ministry, and I love what I do. You all are absolutely amazing. And Hazel, I don't mean to butt in on your thing, but I just wanted to say, everybody reach out. If anybody needs my information, please, by all means, get it from Donna. Angela, I love you, and I'll talk to you all soon.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. Louis, we'll let you take your station ID, and then we'll go on to Miss Angela.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We want to welcome you to Caribbean Rhythms Radio Network. If you're just joining us, you're listening to Caribbean Diaspora Vibes this Tuesday evening, a beautiful evening. And we are saluting and we are celebrating Women's Month. And we have 3 lovely ladies here, Miss Angela Harris, Sharon Drivers, and Hazel Care, with a very unique business that we're discussing, helping people to transition into homes from all the different problems and issues that we face every day in our society. and we just want to salute them. Welcome to Caribbean Diaspora Vibes.
Yes, we are planning Women of Culture. We are also planning a second chance job fair. So we'll also be given, that's going to be June, Louis, and we'll be given more updates on that. And, being a part of the Central Florida. So there is a Central Florida Reentry Network that I've been blessed to be a part of. And this is where I find these amazing groups of people when it comes to reentry and just gems in the community that a lot of people don't know about. And what we get to do, we get to tell each other about the roles that we play. Women of Culture, we support, we are godparents to children that are incarcerated. The moms is our focus. So we get to connect with those children 3 times for the year and support those children as godparents. So having this other piece for transitional homes is very, very important. And as the moms come out, we'll get an email from Orange County Correction to say this mom is out. So having Hazel at my fingertip, Angela and Sharon to say, okay, hey, this mom is coming out. She's going to need housing. So that's how we all work together for the betterment of, of the community. So with that, Miss Angela, tell us about you.
All right. Well, so once again, I'm just so happy to be here and just to share my story of why New Life Transitional Home is so dear to my heart. I grew up in a very dysfunctional home, was molested by 2 family members up until I was 17 years old. My mom was a mental abuser, but she did the best that she could for me. My stepfather used to beat my mama all the years of them being married. So when I turned 17 years old, all those feelings that I had suppressed, I began to drink alcohol, and that's what made those feelings come above. So for 28 long years, I was on drugs, 28 long years. And through that journey, I left all of my kids from my drug addiction. I did things that I'm not proud of. But during that time of me being on drugs, I always wanted to have a home for women like me, to have a safe place to go. And so what I realized in 2014, when I went to jail, I went through a Lydia House program at First Baptist Church of Orlando. And when I went through that program, but let me back it up. I went through about 6 different rehabs. But in those rehabs, they didn't get to the core of why I was using drugs. It was up until I went to the Lydia House program when I went to counseling for everything I went through in life. And once I got healed from all of that trauma, I've been clean 10 years now.
Amen. Congratulations.
So once I started working for First Baptist Church, I realized that when these women are coming out of this program, because that program worked on the traumas, you have to work on your traumas or you will go back out and use. You have to tackle that. And I'm a prime example because I went through so many programs, and it was up until I got through my traumas, I was able to stand here today and be clean and help out other women. And so once I went through that and I got healed, I started working for First Baptist Church for their jail ministry, for their reentry ministry for 7 years. And through that program, First Baptist funded everything. The women didn't have to work. They funded everything. But once they left that 10-month program that really worked on the healing, you cannot leave that out. No matter what, you cannot leave out the healing. Once they left that program, they would go back out and use because they had to go back into the areas where their drugs came for because they didn't save up enough money. So that's when I started New Life Transitional Home. But not only did I start New Life Transitional Home for that, I started because I lost my oldest son to drug overdose 2.5 years ago. So when that happened, I said, you know what, God, I want to go back and help women who has suffered from drug addiction and who has kids that are suffering because their mom and their father are out there on drugs. So I have a passion for this. Not only do I just want a house, I want to get to the root of why you are doing what you're doing.
So with my program, I have mental health counselors, I have mentors, we do celebrate recovery, we do case management, and we go to church. My program is a faith-based, because for me, without God, I would not be clean today. So it is a faith-based program, and we just love on each other. But I am getting ready to open up a men's home in honor of my son, because all of my kids, my 3 boys, suffered from my addiction. I left all of my boys. So that's why I love what I'm doing, because I went down 28 long years of drug addiction. I didn't have no support. Every time I went to the rehabs just, it's too many people in one setting. You got to have a small setting so you can work on that individual, because as long as you've been on drugs for 20 years, you probably need 10 years of healing. So you don't need a big group setting. You need someone that's going to walk with you side by side. And that's where I see where society has failed the community, because they want to put 50 people in one room. They just want to house you without helping you with your traumas. So that's why I have a passion for what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing, and I'm just so supportive of anybody that is coming out of jail, prison. I have a young lady that's coming out that came out of foster care. I have a young lady that came out of what is that? Oh my gosh, I get tongue twisted. Veterans. So I do have a veteran in my home. I have a young lady coming out of foster care, and I have another young lady. So right now I have 7 beds. I have 7 beds, but I have 4 available right now. So yeah.
Awesome. And are you in, where are you?
Yes.
Orange County? You're in Orange County?
My home is over by UCF.
UCF. Got you.
Yes.
That is awesome.
So Angela, did you say, so you do not just re-entry back into, as far as incarceration, but re-entry from homelessness?
Yes, we do the 12 steps, because you got to learn about your 12 steps of drug addiction. You have to. I mean, like I said, I've been on drugs for 20 years, so I know what it takes to stay clean. I know what it takes to help this population. So we do the 12 steps, we do the re-entry. I partner with 2 organizations that will pay their rent. I'm looking for more organizations to help, but that's what I'm doing. Yes.
So that can be an obstacle right there. I know someone that called in and said that having the money, maybe not gainfully employed yet, you come out of jail, you don't really have anything set up yet, right? You don't get SSI. So really that person would need to be sponsored by a church or an individual, correct?
Yes, it would be so beneficial, because when people are coming out of incarceration, they don't need to be worried about working, because you got to worry about helping them to heal so we can stop the recidivism. Because 6 months down the line, I guarantee you, they're going to go back out and use. There's a lot of transitional homes around, and they're using those homes. Yes. So for me, I'm trying to find funding so this lady or young man can just work on their traumas for the first 3 months, for the first 6 months, so they can be healed and better. So that's why I'm looking for funding, because people don't realize these people don't need to be getting out of jail worried about, I need to get a job, I need to pay these bills, when they can't even work on why they were incarcerated or why they went through what they went through. A lot of these ladies have been human trafficked. I have girls in there was human trafficked, the one that came out of foster care. But they shouldn't have to be worried about trying to work. They need to work on their healing, so 5 years down the line, they could be a better mom to their children. They could be a better wife to their husband. They could just be a better person. So I'm looking for funding so they could sponsor the girls for the first 3 months, and we would dig in on their traumas. So that is my vision for the next 2 years.
Awesome.
Are you attached?
Yes.
Are you associated with any group or church organization at this time?
So, yes, sir. I am. One of my donors is First Baptist Church of Orlando.
Okay.
So they are the ones that help funds my ministry. Thank God of that. But unfortunately, the girls still have to go out and find a job if they don't. If they don't fit Operation New Hope, they have to go out and find a job. So I'm trying to find other organizations, which I have found one organization that will help the people that doesn't qualify for Operation Hope. Thank God of that. But we still need more organizations, because for me, I'm careful about who I accept in my home, because I just can't help out everybody that have big mental illness. So I have to be careful, because those are a type of people that you have to be careful. Some of, with the dual diagnosis, you got to know who you're dealing with. So for me, I have an application. I look over the application. I interview them. My board interviews them, and we make sure you're a great fit, because we want to set you up for success.
Important,
awesome.
because
Yes.
you do have women with different personalities, different traumas into the
Yes.
space. Question, anyone have housing with children at this point? Women with children?
No, that's my short-term vision.
My short-term as well. Once these 2 months are done, I believe the next one will be a family home.
Yes.
However, if someone, being that I have empty beds now, if someone comes to me saying I have 3 sets of families, so there's 3 rooms on each side of the duplex, I'll probably be able to say yes, because I know that people do house families in an actual room, like maybe some mom and a small child.
Yes.
So I'll be willing to do that if I had someone say I have 3 sets of families right now. I'll not change the business model per se, but I'll add that to the business model. But until then, it's individuals. But yeah, short-term goal is to have a family home.
That is great.
Well, Hazel, I've had I get calls every other day with women with children. They're willing to pay, but they just don't have anywhere to take their kids. Maybe we need to talk so that I can see how we can collab with that. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Angela, I want to just say condolences to you on the loss of your son. You did mention that in the beginning. And since we are on children, where do you see your 2 sons now? Are they okay? Are they dealing with life the way they should? Tell us a little bit about your 2 sons.
So my middle son went into the military. And when he got out of the military, he started to use drugs. And I'm going to be honest with you, I had 2 cocaine addictive kids. And so my last 2 were addicted to drugs. So I don't know if that's the reason why he turned to drugs. I don't know. But I know once he got out of the military, he started using drugs. And he's in a program right now. Very smart young man, had his own business, but somehow he got into that drug life. I went back and got my now 19-year-old son when he was 13 years old. My cousin raised him, and I put him in First Baptist Church of Orlando. And now the pastor of the church, which is Pastor David Youth, is his mentor. He has another.
That's awesome.
You were muted.
He goes to the First Academy at First Baptist Church. Now he's getting ready to go to college. He is going to a Christian school in Chicago, Wheaton, and he's going to join the ROTC. So when I got my life together, God changed his life. I went back and got my baby.
Yes.
So so that's why I know when you change a woman's life and you heal her from her trauma, she can go back and get her kids and be a great role model for them.
Yeah.
That's why I have a passion for dealing with the traumas.
Amen. That is awesome. That's good. All right.
Awesome.
Good for the other son to turn around as well, eh?
Yes, and we'll do some prayer, and I'll get with you, Angela, and some techniques, some spiritual therapy techniques and we have to do connect and do a women's empowerment or just mentorship with your group too, for you, Hazel, and Sharon.
Yes.
Right. So
yes.
Louis, did you have you got a few minutes, or did you need to?
Go ahead.
No, I didn't know if you needed to leave. So I will. Dr. Arlene, did you have any questions? Made, did you have any questions?
Yes, I would like to just find out from Hazel and from Angela. First, I just want to say I applaud you for the work that you do God knew that he had that plan for you and you're manifesting it. So the homes, how long, what's the length of stay, first Hazel, for the resident?
Okay, we do not have an outbuy. If they want to stay there for 2 years to 2 months, that is fine by us. As long as they abide by the house rules, they're productive unless they have a disability. If they don't have a physical disability or mental disability, it is for them to find a trade, a part-time job, something of the sort, not just sit in a home. However, if they are, of course, disabled of some sort, then of course, just being at home and being safe is fine by us. But we don't have an out by time. As long as they're harmonious and they're keeping up with the home, they're doing their chores, we're fine by them staying as long as they need to.
Okay, great.
That's incredible.
Angela?
My program is a year program. I've had girls that was my first set. After the first 6 months, they got good jobs. They was able to move out on their own. Because we worked on their trauma, we worked on their healing. We got the mentors, and I had partnered with some other organizations that helped them get cars. And so they were able to thrive and move on. Just like Miss Hazel said, if they need to stay longer than a year, they can, because it's hard out here.
Yes.
Especially these women have backgrounds. They're convicted felons. So a lot of people don't want to give these young ladies jobs. So they're making $15 an hour. You can't even find a decent place making $15 an hour, $16. Or you got to go back in the hood. And you don't want them to go back in those areas, because that's going to cause them to go down if they don't know how to deal with their traumas, their emotions, because your emotions are all out of whack. So, sometimes you're a product of your environment. So, I don't want my women to go back into those areas, because that is a downfall until they get trauma free, at least halfway.
Donna?
To add, if you mind, I just want to add that for my population, because I want to service everyone, but I just have a passion for the seniors. When they get their SSI or SSDI, it's fixed. It's but so much. And to Angela's point, they cannot afford to get their own apartment. It's very expensive. So this is why we don't have an outbuy, especially for those that have SSI or SSDI. There's really no place for them to go. They can only afford realistically that bed rate. Some only get 900 or 1,100, and they might have to pay their cell phone bill. Like, there's just no way for them to pay the traditional rent. So this is why we don't put an expiration date on them. On their stay.
And understand, people, that these rooms are shared for majority, right? For obviously these homes have to be maintained. There's rent to be paid, or mortgage to be paid, so these are also businesses. These women are CEOs, they're business owners, and they're trying to do good and great by society, but there's electric, water, everything is due. And so it also has to make sense. So it's important. I'm sure they would love to help everyone, but also they have to maintain their mortgage payments, their everything, to keep their credit up and all of that. So that's important. And that's why, if you can also find out if you can get private pay, if you got a church that says, hey, I'm willing to help pay that $600, $700, $800, whatever that is per month for you for your bed, reach out to your churches, reach out to your community, and then come back to these ladies and say, okay, or maybe it's a family member that will help you, and they don't want you to be in their home, but they will help you. Right. So there's different methods of doing it. Dr. Arlene, you were saying?
I guess I forgot. Oh, yes. One of our clients from the reentry program, after she came home, she had such a difficult time finding job and was so frustrated just running around. And she would say, your family will help you so much. After a time, they just get frustrated. So I applaud our sisters for doing that beautiful job in helping to decrease, as you said, this returning back into the prison system. So I was also wondering if, like, one of the clients that we know, if she needed a place, was Could she apply?
I think the ladies
Oh,
that
yeah.
we know are moms and with multiple, 2, 3. I've got several sets of ladies, they have like 3 or 4 children. So that's why I was asking.
Ah,
And just to make sure, guys, so our listeners, our listeners out there, because it have not been clarified, you ladies that run these facilities, you are not charging anyone. Am I correct? Is there a charge for anyone to stay in the facility, minimum or whatever the case might be? Just clarify that to us, could you?
Yeah.
I'll start. So yes, you do have that incorrect. There is a charge. There
Okay.
is a bed rate. So it could be where they're getting assistance from an organization that might help them for their moving costs. So it might be they give them the first month rent and whatever deposits, because once again, they can't afford that lump sum. However, if they have SSI, SSDI, it's on them from there on to take over their bed rate. So yes, there is a charge, but it's nominal. It's definitely lower than a traditional rent.
Of course. Yeah, that we were unsure, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people were wondering, is there a cost somewhere? And I know there have to be, because you have, as Donna said, mortgage and rent and life.
yes.
And, it's not a free thing. And so, yeah, we need to make sure that is clarifiable to the audience as
And
well.
it's usually 2 person per room.
Correct. Those that can usually afford the rate on their own might be like the veterans. Some veterans are like disabled, so they might have 100% disability. They might get upwards of 2-3 grand, but they still don't want to live on their own. And
Right.
so when it comes to that, usually veterans can afford it on their own, but the normal clientele, they cannot. As I mentioned before, SSI for an adult, or I should say a senior, is anywhere between $800 to $1,000. So this is definitely something that is needed because of what they're receiving. And a lot of displaced and homeless people, unfortunately, are seniors and veterans.
Yes. And do
Lois?
you have like you find somebody, and do you say like, okay, you get the first month for free until we can sort out your living space or your money? Or is there any program like that any of you have where you say, all right, come on in and we'll sort you out, based on your SSI or whatever money assistance you're getting?
Unfortunately, we at Dolphy Cares cannot do that as a budding new organization with the overhead. We cannot, but we do look for those that are displaced, that have an income, that are not aware of such an opportunity. So that's why we go out and market to people that's probably in SSI trying to rectify their funding, or we go to drop-in centers where homeless people go to get food so they can know, okay, I'm eating here, but here's a housing opportunity as well. So that also is a positive thing. They go for a meal, then you realize they can also have a bed. So at this point in time, with funding or probably getting grants, we'll be able to do that. But at this point in time, as a new organization, they have to have some form of income. As you mentioned, it could be a family member swiping the card for them for 3 months. It can be an organization that would assist them with the entry fees, but not as a whole, come on in for free and we work it out. Not at this time.
Angela?
Right.
Yes. So I'm the same as Hazel. I have taken in women that didn't fit the criteria for the 2 organizations that pay the rent. And I've taken them in, but it has been, a big barrier on me because we have to pay the bills in the home. It's a self-sufficient home. It's ran by what you pay for the home. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to stop that because I have a passion. I don't want to see nobody homeless. I want to help out the world, but I am digging myself more and more into the hole right now. So I'm gonna have to stop and just only could take people that have the financial funding for it. So that's why I'm looking for grants or community partners, church, to say, you know what, I will sponsor this young lady for the first month until she finds a job, is so she can get back on her feet. Because everybody doesn't fit these programs that give funding. Yes.
I think
And the ones that don't fit these programs are the ones that really wants to make a change.
Any pastors that are listening right now, I think that is the role of a church, to just call
Yes.
right now and said, I am in Osceola County. I'm running a church. I'm getting tithes every Sunday from people. I will give you $500 a month, whatever it is.
Amen.
I am calling
I
every
love that.
pastor that listen now. This is what the money need to be doing.
Yes.
The money need to be helping people who are homeless, who don't have it. That's why God set you up as a church leader. So I am just going to call on you right now. If you're listening, call one of these young ladies. Let me give you a number. There's number to call. You can call Care at 407-801-9092. And you can call Angela. No, that's Angela number. I'm sorry. Angela number is 407-801.
That's Hazel. That's Hazel's
No,
number.
no.
Hazel number. Hazel, give your number again.
Hazel at Dolphy Care Supportive Housing. You can reach us at 407-801-9092.
There you go. And Angela, let's get your number out there so somebody can call you guys.
Yes, all church leaders, come on, let's make it happen for these ladies that wants to make a change. We need to pour into these ladies. That's what God called us to do. My number is 407-421-1851. My email address is Angela, ANGELA at NLThome.org.
Awesome.
Wonderful. Yes, right. we definitely put the call out. Good clarification on that, Lois, because that's what I was trying to ease in, to tell people that these homes, you have to rent them or you have to buy them, and we know how much that costs to and pay electric, water, cable, maintenance. Yeah. So we need the support, this group. And when I met these ladies at our last second chance meeting, reentry meeting, I was like, you know what, I got to get them in here to talk about what they're doing and to get the word out, because there's a shortage of homes. There's a shortage, people need this service. People are coming out of the different counties or in Seminole, etc., that need your help. Louis, I know you have to tap out.
Yes, ma'am. I want to thank you guys for being here on the.
Thank you for having us.
Bless you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. We'll be reaching out to you. Bring flyers down to our network. We have so many people, important people sometimes pass here. We start collect a $10 or $20 for you guys and pass it on to you every month. So God bless you.
Thank you
so much. God bless you as well.
Donna, send me the information. I want to bring my flyers tomorrow, so send me the information.
Yes, we're not dropping off. Just Louis has to drop off. He's got another show
coming up.
Okay,
right here. God bless you all.
Okay, bye.
Thanks. Bye, Mr. Lewis.
Bye, Mr. Lewis. You had a question?
Yes. Is that Dr. Adams? Okay, what I wanted to say was, my name is Made, and I'm not in the same field with you, beautiful ladies, but I am kind of in the field indirectly. So that being said, if you can have your flyers with Donna, some of us might be hidden financial sponsors, not necessarily an organization.
Right.
Because, God has given some of us the ability to talk about what's good out there.
Yes.
And I'm always supporting Donna. I mean, I know Dr. Adams, you see me once in a while. I usually don't say anything, but I'll ask Donna when she's asking me, what do you want to do for your birthday? I just said, I just feel like donating. I didn't know where, I didn't know how, but I commend you ladies. I'm really happy you guys are doing this, because we all have different gifts and different timelines. And Angela, God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Hazel, blessings. Dr. Adams, blessings. So please populate your flyers, especially links where we can donate. So once in a while, God drops divine downloads and we can help one or two people.
Yes.
And I could tell some of my colleagues, and I have people out there that I know if I mention it to them, they don't have to know where you guys are. All I have to do is have that flyer and just let them donate to the right channels.
And what you ladies can do, it's if there's a woman that's out, you can also let me know and I can circulate it to say, this person needs sponsorship. So then we can connect it to people like Madej and different people to say, this lady may need sponsorship for a month or 2 or 3. All right.
We can do that.
Well, I'm telling you guys right now, the one that came out of foster care needs sponsorship. I accepted her.
How much
because
is the rent?
It's $725.
Okay.
I mean, whatever you can give. I accepted her. I felt so bad. She's 18 years old. Her mom human trafficked her and stuff. So I just felt led to take her in, and I mean, and she loves God. And I just couldn't leave her out there. But it has been a barrier because she's been there for 2 months. She's looking for employment, but you know, I've housed her. So yes.
Okay.
If you ever want to come out to the home, you can come visit the home, meet the girls.
Yes.
Donna,
You know, so
we'll do that.
see what you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So Madej is
yes.
actually she is a godparent, as well as Dr. Arlene Adams, who's a godparent and a spiritual mentor. So when ladies come out of jail,
Whoa,
we also she prays for them virtually. So these people are part of Women of Culture, our nonprofit. So they're a part of the Second Chance outreach program. So I'm blessed to have them, and then now to include you all. So we will be coordinating something. It's 8:08. We got to get off air.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Ladies, that is a pleasure. I need all the prayers, okay?
Yes.
We'll do that.
All the prayers.
Yes.
If y'all want to come and give Bible study, anything, let me know. I like to have that in my home. It's a must. Okay.
And you know,
Angela, give a word.
We can do virtual forms. That's something that we were doing because no matter where, like Dr. Arlene's not local, you know, we can do a private Zoom, etc. Well, so we'll talk about it. And
where is Dr. Adams at? Where's she at?
Palm Bay.
Where?
Palm Bay.
She just left Palm Bay this weekend.
Palm Bay is not far at all. I thought you were going to say Miami or.
No. Madej, I need your number.
I will get your number.
Get it from Donna, doctor.
I will get it. So thank you, everyone, as we wrap up live on Facebook. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a
God bless
night.
you all until next time.
Blessings, Hazel. Blessings, everyone.
Blessings.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you, Donna. Bye.
Donna, do we need to log in on the